High school basketball's top talent making their way to the Hoophall Classic and Blake Arena to sell out all day today. Hillcrest Prep of Arizona taking on Sunrise Christian, ESPN's 6th ranked team, is 8 ranked players by ESPN to be on the floor for this one. Mike Watts joined by Adam Finkelstein, ESPN recruiting analyst. It has been a great day so far. Some top tier talent has made their way out. Hargrave, 91-73 winners in the opener. Whitney Young, impressive second half to pull away from Mount Vernon. Meanwhile, in this game, all eyes on Makur, not just because he's big, but he's got a lineage.
Oh, he certainly does. Thon Maker's cousin here. Thon Maker made the quick jump to the NBA. Makur wants to follow suit. Lots of speculation about whether or not he'll try and go this year, whether or not he'll go to college. When he transferred into Hillcrest, though, he became a true senior. And so NBA scouts not allowed to evaluate him. Makes for a very interesting couple of months on the horizon.
You're saying there's a good chance NBA scouts are probably watching right now online, though.
We'd like to take this moment to say hello.
And Jayden Stone on the other side, a guy who's just being asked to make this flow for this Sunrise Christian team. I mean, he's not the biggest name. That doesn't matter.
Jayden Stone, not unlike what we saw from Corey Walker earlier today, a nationally ranked prospect who can impact winning in a variety of different ways, but doesn't need to dominate the ball or go put a big number in the scoring column in order to do it.
Offers from all over the place for Jayden Stone. Game 3 of 5, busy day here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Core Maker's list is dwindling, and of course those potential NBA aspirations could be on the horizon as well. Hillcrest wins the tip, we're underway.
This is a Hillcrest lineup that is absolutely loaded. Just inside Michael Foster, one of the top juniors in the country, currently number 7 in the ESPN 60. There he is. Sunrise thought they were getting a charge right off the bat, but it's going the other way.
Zach Clemens, blocking foul.
That high-low tandem of Foster and Maker going to be the focal point for Sunrise, but their perimeter is almost as deadly.
Brown stops and pops. Tip back up, no good from Dylan Jones.
The ESPN 60 junior there. We'll talk about him a lot more as this one goes on, but Kendall Brown already very highly recruited, got a very bright future as well.
Ty Berry brings it ahead, the number 43 point guard in the senior class.
Signed with Northwestern, going to play for Chris Collins. A great positional size. You see the skill set there. He can shoot it. This Hillcrest team, a little reminiscent of what we saw from IMG last night, just in terms of their sheer size. Dalen Terry, who signed with Arizona. I mean, this guy's a 6'6" point guard. Got Puff Johnson going to North Carolina. He's 6'7" at the 2. So the size is just absolutely staggering here for Hillcrest.
Clemens, nice feed. And back around into the corner. Third triple try from Berry. A follow from 8 feet. Good from Clemens, who's getting some offers of significance, Power 5 conferences.
And you can see already, though, Sunrise is a team that is really prides itself on being more than the sum of their individual parts. They may not have quite as many high-profile names as Hillcrest, but they stay in their stuff offensively. They share the basketball, they make the extra pass, and they get good shots every trip up.
Hillcrest continuing to struggle to score early on. 3 turnovers now.
Nice find.
An excellent jam by Kendall Brown.
That's what Kendall Brown is. He is a high-level athlete. When you dunk on the way up, you're a pretty good athlete.
Dalen Terry will run this here. Number 51 in the senior class. Out of Phoenix, Maker. Way outside the arc, and Keon Edwards can't pull it in.
He's got the skill set to make that shot, though. I mean, he's built like a true center, but he can handle the ball on the open floor. He can stretch you a little bit. Very versatile in terms of what he can do with the ball at his size.
Clemens, that's good. What a start here for Sunrise Christian, up 10-0 on Hillcrest.
Well, when you're approaching 6'10" and you can stretch the floor, that's why you've got early high major offers. About to be 12-0 after this one.
Brown Taking after his pops. Dad's a Harlem Globetrotter. You think he learned a thing or two?
I think he might have. Jeez, they almost committed a backcourt right there.
Fadeaway jumper. Finally, Mike Foster gets Hillcrest on the board. Nice move. Terry again.
Of course, he started his career at Pittsburgh, where the Johnson family's from, before finishing in North Carolina, where Puff will follow suit.
Cam was the number 11 pick in the NBA draft. Lofty aspirations. Nice effort by Foster.
He's had a solid rookie campaign, too.
Yeah.
This has been a frustrating season for the Tar Heels, but help is on the way. The third-rated recruiting class. Puff Johnson going to be a big piece of that.
Terrific jump shot from Mike Foster on the baseline.
It's a great display of talent, because at that size, when you can create that shot and score, but he can get that shot whenever he wants. I think for this Hillcrest team to reach its potential, they've got to start to make each other better, and that's going to be the key.
Willie Lightfoot is checked in. He just had an offer from the Oregon Ducks in the last month or so. Swatted away by Foster. Saddlebag them out of the rankings in the first place.
Well, I think, you know, this is a team that's still trying to become more than the sum of their individual parts. We talked about how Sunrise has already done that. That's why the fact you look at their ranking, their win-loss record, I think relative to the external expectations based on the names on the roster, they've exceeded expectations.
Offensive foul from Foster. Dalen Terry brings it at. He'll run the point for this team. Sada Naganya, the number 23 player in the sophomore class, left the school.
When you've got a body type like that and you can size up your man, shoot over top of him because you've got a high release and a great touch, his talent level is just off the charts at this stage.
Barry, excellent finish at the rack.
Well, and not only that, but the sheer size of these guys. Hillcrest, IMG, we're going to see Montverde later tonight. I mean, these are big, big guys.
Makur Maker from beyond the arc for Hillcrest Prep out of Arizona. Brown, nice find.
That one's way off, but it was good movement without the ball by Ty Berry. Nice find by Brown, but somebody's got to close the window in here. Foster was trying to find that high-low pass to Maker.
Foster on an island, doesn't matter.
That shot is literally unguardable. When you can fade away and shoot it over, at least from anybody in this game, when you've got the ability to fade away, create that kind of space, and then release that ball that high up above your head, there's nothing that any defender on Sunrise can do to stop that if he's making those.
9 points for Foster to lead the way. And Dylan Jones.
Off the block, high release.
What do you want to see Foster improve on? He still has plenty of time.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
It's not about talent. It's about getting the best shot you can, not for you individually, but for your team. So when the motor's consistent, when you're efficient as possible, that's when I think his game goes to the next level.
Barry, two-handed stuff. He's got 9.
Terry did a lot of shaking.
Maker.
It's a durable rim. We've seen that in the last 24 hours, I'll tell you that.
Maker's got 5 points to go, 3 boards.
I'm sure that's in the contingency plans at the Hoophall. You know, backboard rim goes, what do you do?
I don't know.
A backboard would be tough, but a rim, I think you can swap out.
I've been to a college game with an hour-and-a-half long layoff for that. Straight away. Rattles in from Zachary Clements, who's got 8 points of his own so far. They say he's a matchup nightmare.
Got a pretty stroke, doesn't he? At his size, to be able to stretch the floor in modern basketball, having front court size that can shoot it is so important to floor spacing.
Luke Barnwell said we try and move him around as often as we can to get him shots, get him looks.
Speaking of front court guys who can space the floor, Makur showing his range. It didn't go down, but you can see he can make those in rhythm. That's what I mean about efficiency. That ball went in. Another look at it here. Hopping right into that one. Leg kick, hand in his face. Really?
Yeah. So what happened to start the year 2020 isn't quite going according to plan.
No, and injuries can do that to him. I mean, this was a team that was going to be based around Cole, even though he was just a freshman. He had the ball in his hands in complete freedom. Willie Lightfoot showing what he can do with the ball in his hands. There's the cross. 3 different times, rocking him. Who else you got?
Oyona is the freshman center.
Okay.
They're working on one. They'll come out after he graduates. He's gonna have to wait 4 long years.
A 4-year documentary?
Yeah.
Wow. So those are the shots that I'm talking about for Foster. He's off balance. There's 17 seconds on the shot clock. It's like, hey, we got to get a better look than that.
Hillcrest held without a point over the last 3 minutes. And Sunrise will take advantage. It's been said to Auburn, Michigan State, and St. Louis. Makur going one-on-one with Andekane. Andekane knocks it away.
They've got numbers. Good transition defense there by Hillcrest.
But Stone's able to get a 3 away. They can cut him off, but that's a good ability to spread the floor. 9-0 run.
Exactly right. They spaced the floor, so even when everybody got back to the paint, they found shooters.
Oh, no. Keon Edwards so close. Sunrise ahead by 14. It's a 4+ minute drought for Hillcrest without a point now. Keon Edwards had just tried to emphatically conclude.
That's the first bad shot I thought Sunrise has taken in a long time.
Shot clock turned off here in the final 20 seconds. Makur matched up on Andekane. Stripped away by Clements.
6 seconds, 5 seconds.
Lightfoot goes all the way. Oh, Makur met it. And Andekane can't put it up before the horn. That is emphatic stuff.
The long arm of Makur Makur, just when you see the light of day, shuts you down. Here he is, Willie Lightfoot thought he was beating the buzzer, but he wasn't beating Makur Makur.
Sunrise Christian right now is rolling. They lost to IMG last year in the Geico Nationals. Their first ever appearance in the tournament, becoming eligible 3 years ago to go to that tournament. Slapped out of play. Another vicious denial.
All have even prolific prep now. They all have both high school teams and post-grad teams. So you're talking about, you know, over 2 teams full of Division I, sometimes even high major caliber talent for college coaches to come in. It's one-stop shopping at those places.
Yeah. Lobbed ahead. Stone was fouled by Keon Edwards. Sellout crowd about a mile from the Basketball Hall of Fame at Springfield College, where Makur Makur continues to try and impress himself.
I like the fact, though, that Terry tried to get Makur a shot there, though. I think too often, you know, I think that's the way that they get back into this game and start playing their best basketball. They use their individual tools to get shots for one another rather than get shots for themselves. They're going to be able to start to put the pieces together.
You know, he's got about 8 assists a game, and they talk about how unselfish he is. He's averaging 12, 7, and 7, give or take. Those are awesome numbers as Makur grabs the board.
See Makur's ability to start the break. He can take the ball off the glass, get it going with his own dribble.
Dalen Terry drains a 3.
And that's the part of Terry's game that if it starts to come on, he's going to go to the next level because he is as versatile as they come, got great perimeter size, can play 2, probably 3 positions, might be able to guard even more than that with his size and ability to handle and pass the basketball. He starts shooting it consistently. There's not going to be a notable hole in his game.
Clements into double figures. Taken away by Stone. Stone gets clotheslined. Now they'll play through the fresh shot clock.
But see the way Sunrise, they move the players and they move bodies, they share the basketball. I mean, Luke Barnwell does a terrific job with this team. They are really doing a nice job of executing. It's good preparation for these kids too, because that's what it's like at the next level. It's not take your turn to play one-on-one. It's buy into a bigger concept.
Ball ripped away, and there is a foul.
Hillcrest trying to extend their defense here. Haven't been able to get anything going on the offensive end. If they could try and create some offense for their defense, increase the tempo of this game. Only 23 points in almost 2.5 quarters.
From way downtown.
It's a good defensive possession from Hillcrest. Foster wants to lead the break himself.
Foster fades away and drains a three.
Again, the talent is undeniable. They're just not, I'm not sure there's anybody that size who could make that type of play. In the high school game, that is. Let me clear that up real quickly, yeah.
Nick Weaver, who co-founded Hillcrest, said something to the effect of one of the best players I've personally ever seen. That's saying something. Kendall Brown responds with a three of his own.
Well, what I would say to that is this: the best players are the ones who win the most games. So it's not, you know, you could walk out here and right now Michael Foster's looks like the most talented individual prospect on the floor, but his team's losing by 18. So there's got to be, and it's not for lack of talent around him.
Really good chance to go to Geico's. If we lose one of these games, we think we're on the bubble. I mean, the committee will end up making decisions when this thing ends, but it's very much on people's minds as Clemens continues to impress.
Oh, absolutely, it's on people's minds. I mean, for these schools that don't play in a state association with a typical state tournament, that's, you know, this is the national championship. See, I like that. I'll tell you what, and we saw it last night. Lance Ware is a guy who did not have a great motor early in his career. And he was the hardest playing guy on the floor last night in that game for Camden. Got them that big win over Rancho Christian. So it's possible for guys to improve their motor, but it doesn't happen very often. You know, normally the guys who play hard are going to be the guys who continue to play hard. So that's a, you know, they say playing hard is a skill. Well, that's because it's increasingly infrequent these days.
Now get off Adams' lawn. Gets away from Sharp. Why not? Clemens. That's good. 19 points.
Tell you what, that is a guy who's going to help a college program. When you get in the offensive structure like Sunrise plays in, big guys who can stretch the floor, have a compact release, they are extremely valuable.
And he can block shots too. Got in there on Foster, but was over the baseline when he caught it.
So I'm going to conservatively put the over/under for NBA players in that game at about 7.5, and that's.
First half, but they had 9 turnovers. Hillcrest really can't overcome that against a team of Sunrise Christian's immense power.
Notice the floor spacing. See how they've got 2 guys spaced out to the weak side. When they play the pick and roll, they get great separation, really stretching out that Hillcrest defense, and that's what you have to do when you play these huge teams, whether it's Hillcrest or IMG or Montverde. You've got to create space with which to operate.
You won't like Foster when he's angry. 20 for him.
No, he's a tremendous talent. There's absolutely no denying that.
Nice handoff, and under the basket, Jones reverses.
Good action that time. Little shovel pass from Jayden Stone. Dylan Jones finishing it off. They come on the break again.
By the way, Jones getting interest from the Ivy League and a little sniff right now from Notre Dame, according to the coaching staff there. So you're talking about a month, not even, under their new coach.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but Makur was the late transfer to the team. So this is...
Jayden Stone hits one. Bank open on Sunday as the horn sounds.
When it rains, it pours, folks.
As the number 6 team in the country just keeps rolling. Jayden Stone, all he does is win. From Australia to Alabama to Springfield.
6 to 8 months. One of 3 prospects in the class who I think has a legitimate chance to finish #1, along with Cade Cunningham and Evan Mobley.
What a find by Terry for Foster.
It's a good play, though. Got an easy basket, something they haven't gotten a lot of outside. Again, one guy creating for another, little ATO out of the huddle. Nicely done that time.
Devontae Jennings misfires. He's from the Bahamas, like Buddy Hield was. And a blocking foul as Foster. Foster scoring-wise has been outstanding. Make no mistake.
But the elite scorers have the ability to make tough shots, but don't settle unless they have to.
Step back, knocks it down. Give him 26 to lead the way. 26 of 37 points.
And that's special. There's no denying that talent level is special.
Of course, the scoreline tells a different story, getting all the way up to the rim. The rest of the team sitting on 11 right now. Excellent effort.
He's going to be very deadly, especially if Nico Mannion sticks around. They get to play together. Look out. That'll be a fun tandem.
Yeah, really fun backcourt.
I don't know what the chances are that he's going to stick around, but
fair point. Wide open. Stone.
But they've got a bunch of winning players who are going to be winning players at the next level and at the very high levels of college basketball.
Makur misfires, then fires it down.
Taking out some frustration.
First field goal attempt of the half, and it is a hammer.
And listen, this has been not the outing Hillcrest wanted, but you can see the talent. Foster, his talent has been clear as day here today, but Makur, just a play like this, taking it off the glass, 6'11", leading the break. Fluidly able to reverse the ball. When you can ignite the break like that and you're 6'11".
Barry again.
Tough shot there from Ty Barry. One of the few times we've seen Sunrise go into an ISO type of action. How about this? Sunrise 10 of 19 from the three-point line, shooting over 50%.
And they've dominated every which way.
But this is why. See how that's a wide open spot up three, because they're getting good shots and they're knocking them down.
Barry only 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. He tried 3 or 4 in the opening 4 minutes.
Yeah, I like that action there from Hillcrest to start things out. As I said, I think Cade is the most efficient, reliable player in the high school game right now. But I think Green's athletic. I think Green is the best athlete of the bunch.
Barry with the drop pass, light foot. Drains another, and the three-point barrage from Sunrise continues.
That has been the theme here tonight. Give them credit for getting good looks, but they are knocking them down as well.
And a response is a long 2 from Foster, who's surely going to win the MVP award on the Hillcrest side. It'll be interesting to see how this Hillcrest team responds moving forward.
He's been sensational tonight. We probably haven't given him his due, but Zachary Clements, he's 5 of 6 from behind the three-point line right now, 22 points.
Just outstanding today. Clements, a lot of fun. He's visited Texas Tech, Nebraska reportedly.
Yeah, and that list is only going to continue to grow. I mean, with the way he shoots the basketball, there's a place for somebody like that at almost every program in America.
By the way, Dalen Terry just fouled out a moment ago. Had 4 of the team's 5 assists.
Yikes.
Yikes. three from straight away. Devontae Cobb.
They just can't miss.
Dylan Jones up to 8 points. Stepping out. Here comes Jones again. All the way to the rim. Lightfoot. And we are on the verge with a minute to go of potentially having a 90-45 double up.
Yeah, this is not the effort that Hillcrest was looking for coming out. I got to be happy for Willie Lightfoot. Sunrise on a 20-2 run. They had already controlled this thing, and they are closing it off with a bang. He hasn't scored tonight. He's a top 100 prospect in the country.
And you hope he's okay, too, because he left injured.
Right, absolutely. But there's weapons galore over here. I mean, it's laughable at this point, the amount of stuff that's going in for Sunrise.
Stragalonis from beyond the arc. Distance, nothing there. 91-48 thrashing by Sunrise Christian against Hillcrest, the number 6 team in the country. And it just had a real statement in front of a lot of people.
Absolutely. I mean, that was, they shot the ball beautifully, but more than that, they moved the ball beautifully. They executed their offense. They were in the right spots defensively. And I've said it throughout the course of the broadcast, this is a team that is very clearly well coached and more than the sum of their individual parts.
Clemens goes for 25 on 9 of 12 from the field, 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. Makur finishes a rebound and 2 points shy of a double-double. Not the game he was looking for, and Foster goes for 31. Prolific Prep and La Lumiere coming up next, top 20, and then we go top 10 for our game on ESPN at 7:30. So we've got 4 more ranked teams taking the floor here in Springfield.
What a show. Michael Foster, his individual talent was on full display, but this was a story for Sunrise, sharing the ball, knocking down shots, making over 50% from behind the three-point line to a 91-48 win.